In this video, we're going to talk a little bit about VI or VIM, which is a text editor. Okay, it's an editor that you're going to be using on your Raspberry Pi 2s. Those of you with iMacs, this is specifically for the iMac. But before you go ahead and do that, you have to make sure that you have a few things that's available. All right. In particular, let me open up my Launchpad, and what you really need is this thing called Xcode. I don't know if you can see this. I'll check it out when I take a look at the video. But you need this thing called Xcode, right? And let's see, where is it? So Xcode has to be loaded on your machine for you. Oh, there it is. Xcode right there has to be loaded on your machine in order to run it. So here's what you need from Xcode, all right? So I've got this URL here. I'm sorry. So you go to this mkyoung.com/mac/how to install GCC Compiler on the Mac. What you'll do is you need to register as an Apple developer. Just register your Apple developer account. It's given by this URL right up here to process the download. It's free, all right? But you need to spend a few minutes filling out a survey. And then you have what you're going to have to do is you're going to have to download command line tools for Xcode. Command line tools for Xcode. And start to download that, and then after the DMG file is downloaded, a small dialog will be prompted and show you how to show you this file, commandline-tools.mpkg. You just double click on that and follow the wizard to complete installation. When you have done that, you'll see this commandline-tools.mpkg there. And then double click that guy, and then you'll see that the installation was successful. Now what you can do is you can, if you want, go ahead and verify that it loaded up properly, running these guys here. All right, so what you need to do is basically, if you want to get on this, go ahead and go to mkyoung.com and make sure that you can download all of this information. Okay, so but once you have this thing loaded up, all right, then what you can do then is run your terminal program, all right, just like we did before. I am going to make the print bigger because it's easier to see that way. There we go, maybe a little bit bigger, there we go. All right, so that's my Mac, and I'm going to go and use VIM. I'm going to write a little program, hello world program, except I'm going to make it Howzit bra, okay, or Howzit, which is a Hawaiian greeting. So I'm going to do VIM Howzit.c, okay. So what I did here was I'm going to invoke or start the VIM program, which is a text editor, and I'm going to call it Howzit.c. Now the .c allows me to designate the Howzit file name as a C program. All right, so I'll go ahead and do that. Hey, so there it is, you see. Now I can type whatever I want in here, all right? Okay. So to insert a file, all you have to do is do an I, and etc. So anyways, there's a few simple instructions on how to do things, and it's at this website right in here. All right, heather.csucdavis.edu. Tilde, that's the tilde sign, not the dash sign. Tilde will be on your upper right-hand corner on your keyboard. And Matoff /Unix and C editor /vin vintro.html. So actually, you can probably just do a search on Matloff and then VI text editor, and you should be able to get that. So it's a text editor, so that there's a 5-minute introduction to it. Again, there's VI. We use VIM, which is VI improved. X would be the name. You can actually type in whatever you want here. All right. And you do have some instructions that you can use to manipulate your environment. So for instance, if you want to move one cursor to the right or the left, you can use H, all right? You type in H, but you don't have to do that. I mean, you could use your cursor, or you could use your left-right keys if you want to, all right? And you can also insert left of the cursor, right of the position, all right? You can insert things, and then you can use your escape key to get out of the insert mode. You can append things, all right, with an A, and get out of that with an escape mode. If you put a colon in there, that's a little bit of a different thing. So for quitting, colon Q exclamation point quits the VI or VIM and writes the file to the disk. No, without writing the file to the disk, excuse me. W will write the file to the disk and stay in VI. So occasionally, if you're typing away in VI or VIM, you may want to do a colon W just to store what you've typed, all right, into your file. All right, so let's go ahead and do some things. Oh yeah, there's a cheat sheet that's available. It's a graphical cheat sheet so that you can actually get at the you don't have to remember what all this stuff means, all right? You might want to print it out or leave it available on your second screen if you have a second screen. You have your I, which is your insert mode, right? Okay. You have your Q, which is the exit mode, and so on. W would be your write, okay? So anyways, I'm here right now, so I can do quick things like I can type a text. I can type whatever text I want. All right, but I'm not going to go ahead and do that. What I'm going to do is I'm going to create a little bit of a program, okay? So you don't have to know what all of this means. I'll kind of explain it to you very lightly, but I'm going to say this is pound include std. Right, so that's something that you do to include a specific library statement in there, but it's not really necessary. So I'm going to say and you'll also learn all about this kind of stuff later. That's to start your actual program, the main body of the program. I am going to go and do this, although you don't have to do it that way, all right? You can actually run the program so that you start off up here if you want to. Okay, but I'm going to choose to bracket up my program, this part of the program, like that. And I'm going to say, all right, so I'm going to printf \n. \n indicates that well, I'm going to just go ahead and printf Howzit and close the bracket. And in C programming, regular statements get ended with a semicolon. And I'm going to close this program. All right. And I think that that'll just about do it for me. I'm not mistaken. I've already done another program here. Actually, it's good form to do. It's good form to put in a return 0, which says that, hey, you know, I'm done with my program. Now, if I want to put spaces before and after, how's it? the way you do that is, I'm going to go back up here and just put it \n. That'll actually insert a line. Notice that I actually, there we go. I actually forgot a double quote in there. So what this does is, it'll actually, the \n will put a line, it'll actually do a carriage return, put an extra line between whatever was printed on the screen and Howzit. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and write this. So I'm going to do a semicolon, write, oh, excuse me, do an escape, and then a semicolon, write. Okay. Great. So I've written that program. You see that came up with Howzit. I'm going to hit an escape and hit semicolon, quit. Right. So I'm back. Right. So I'm going to go ahead and compile this program. If I remember how to compile it, that'd be great. So I'll go Gcc Howzit.c. There, it compiled it. All right. So it took my text file and created a executable file. The executable file is called a.out. Okay, you'll actually see it here. There's an a.out right there. All right. And I'll show you how to do the non-a.out a little bit later. But so I'm going to execute this file, the Howzit.c. So to execute that a.out, I'm just going to /a.out Howzit. There we go. All right. So now that's the Howzit program. So anyways, this is just a brief introduction to VI. We actually written a program. Basically, if you want to see the program again, make sure in the same directory that the program resides in. There's the program. Right. I'll explain all of this other stuff to you, or Professor Mayhew, or I will explain what this stdio is, which is just bringing in C libraries to help us with some of this stuff like printf, which is printing out stuff. \n, which means inserting lines. Return 0, you probably don't even need that, but that tells me that, hey, I'm at the end of my program. It's just good form. All right, so if I want to get out of here again, I hit escape. Okay. Escape and Q. Escape, I'm sorry, and semicolon Q. Rather, escape colon Q, excuse me, escape colon Q. And I'm out of there. Okay, so that's it for VI. We'll go over this a lot more. I'll be using VIM on the Raspberry Pi, probably in the next video or two.